it backwards. Oh, it isn't? Okay. All right. Yay. Okay. If you're here, we're not starting yet. You don't have me? Oh, there's a delay. I need to do my hair. Oh, I shouldn't do my hair on the lap. Okay. Let's do this. It's not. So how about let's do 10 minutes? Because yeah.
Hey, Siri. Set a timer for 9 minutes.
Okay. Your timer is set for 9 minutes.
Thanks, Siri. Okay. Okay, we'll just take a minute to ground ourselves in this moment in time and space. Taking a deep breath in and out. Allowing the beauty of this moment now. Let us begin. I don't know why I get like this little bit of amnesia every time I stand up and start to do this. Like I've done this now for weeks and weeks, but all of a sudden I'll like blank out, especially after that. I think I'm empty, so I'm just. All right, so I want to be Unity of Appleton. Yes, I do. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I forgot that you guys are on there. I don't know if you're on there or not. Hi, everybody.
There's only one watching now.
Okay. Well, whoever you are, that's funny. I totally forgot that you were there. So we've started early. We're starting to start early because we're thinking that could make our tech issues go away. Invite. I am now setting up Facebook. Our Facebook live feed. Do y'all like the title? Oh, I see 4. Hi, everybody. Hello, hello. Okay. Make a dragon to T. And then we're going to go here. We still have 5 minutes. So this is 5. Okay. Let's make sure I'm not sideways on Facebook, everybody. Sorry. Let me get out of the camera way. Hold on. Dun, dun, dun. That isn't the best. What does it say? Oh, no, don't turn off. Show a link during your live video. No, Facebook, stop talking to me. I don't have time. Okay. See, I don't think you can see it. Can you? The slides. Here, put this up a little bit. Okay. So we have a few more minutes, everybody. Few more minutes. We got 6 that are in, so people must find it pretty easily. Y'all have to give me feedback on that if you find it pretty quick, this way, because we start a little bit earlier now. We're starting at like 10. We're hopeful that that's going to get rid of our tech issues. I've got microphones on. Hopefully everybody can hear me. Okay, what time are we at, guys? Okay, so I'll start here. Okay. All right, so we're starting the live video on Facebook. So we're on Facebook and we're on YouTube. Good morning. I think I've got one more minute. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Happy Sunday. Happy humid South Carolina Sunday. Welcome to South Carolina, you guys. I was drying my hair and I was sweating as I was drying my hair, and that has not happened in a long time. And that used to be exactly what happened every time in South Carolina. So welcome to South Carolina. I'm sorry that we won't get the ocean shores, but here we are. Okay, so it's about 10 o'clock. We're getting started. Everybody's coming in. We've got people on YouTube. Good morning. And so let's just take a breath together. That's just a way, of course, all of our Unity of Appleton people know this. We know that all of God, all of life is in this moment, right here, right now. So we just express our intention to be here, right now, with all of our awareness and presence. We take a breath in through our nose and out, allowing all of us to fully enter this moment. So, did you guys see the title? Invite your dragon to tea? You see it? Jay Keel. I promise I'm going to give you so much credit single time. It was Jay who came up with have tea with your dragon, and I have used it this week, and I'm going to tell you about it, and it was an amazing tool. So, Jay Keel, you're a genius. And Bill Bain, you're a genius. You had a part of it too. You'll hear I kind of married what you two said and made this tool. So it's very exciting. So last week we talked about why do I keep doing this? And we talked about it in terms of Rat Park, right? And addiction. And this week I just want to make sure we're going to talk a little bit about it, but I want you to have in your mind it doesn't even have to rise to the level of addiction. I think a better way to say it is compulsive behaviors. And me in particular this week, what it was my tendency to withdraw my presence from life. Like the things that made me want to mentally leave the moment that I was in, right? So that's what I was looking at. So compulsive behaviors is a good way to put it. It can be anything from scrolling to withdrawing emotionally to reaching for another drink. All of those things are these dragons. That's what Gary Zukav says. And I'm just going to read that part again before I tell you this story. And so Joseph Campbell talks in myth, right? In the power of myth. And how in every myth there is this journey and there is this hero that's invited to go on this journey, and the journey is long and the journey is difficult, and he goes through all these obstacles until finally he reaches the dragon, at which point he has to slay the dragon because then he gets his treasure, right? The dragon is guarding his treasure. He gets the treasure, he brings it back, and that is the hero's journey. So in this, we're talking about the dragon. So this is Gary Zukav's Soul Partnership. The dragon is not your obsessive judgment, your compulsive activities, or your addictive behavior. These show you, so in other words, that's not the problem. These show you that a dragon is active and making your choices for you. They are signals to you that a dragon is at large. To slay your dragon, you must journey into its lair, which is inside you, and challenge it face to face. That is why you cannot heal an addiction or compulsive behavior or withdrawing from reality or from your life as it is. You cannot heal an addiction by wearing nicotine patches or stop overeating by changing your diet. You have not gone into the dragon's lair and challenged it. See, so we're challenging the behaviors. So if I challenge my withdrawing and going to watch Netflix from my life, if I'm challenging that behavior of going to watch Netflix and I say, no more Netflix, Lydia, you're banned from Netflix. Well, that's not the issue. I haven't addressed the core issue, which is why I didn't want to be present in my own life. Why didn't I want to be present in my own life? Why did I withdraw and do that? Okay, so here we go. So you have not gone into the dragon's lair and challenged it. You have challenged only its activities. The dragon remains. For example, a smoker gives up cigarettes and begins to overeat, or an overeater gives up food and begins to smoke, drink, gamble, or becomes promiscuous. We say that such a person has an addictive personality, but that is not the case. The dragon has taken a different appearance. Like trying to pick up a drop of mercury with your fingers, you cannot grasp it by changing your behaviors. First, the dragon appears one way, such as alcoholism, and then another, such as scrolling compulsively on Facebook or any other social media. I don't know what the other ones. Okay, so we talked about that last week. We talked about Rat Park, and then during our chat, Bill said, someone said, going to have tea, and I don't even remember how that happened, but it was like going to tea isn't bad, but if it becomes your comfort zone, if it becomes like the way that you withdraw from life, then it is an issue or a problem. So we talked about going to get tea, and then Bill said that he and Lady Lori had attended some kind of class, and in this class, what he took from it was, the dragon, right? The dragon, you have to befriend the dragon. Like the dragon is trying to help you. The dragon is actually trying to protect you, right? And so he said, you have to say, dragon, what are you protecting me from, right? And so then Jay said, have tea with your dragon. And it was just, the image has stayed with me. So I all week have had this image of having tea with my dragon. And I have not been able to, I wanted to like superimpose me into the shot, but I haven't had that kind of time. So all this week I've had in my mind, having tea with my dragon. So I was on the lookout. I told myself that when I saw myself not wanting to be present in my own life, so whatever the behavior was, whatever I was doing to not be present in my own life, I was going to understand that a dragon was at large. A dragon was calling the shots, and that I needed to talk to the dragon, right? Okay, so, and then I had that out of my mind, and I thought, okay, I got to work on my talk. So I put it away because I had no idea that I was going to talk to you about that at all. That was for my own personal growth. I had in my mind, when the dragon comes, we're going to have tea, right? So then I'm getting ready for my talk. And most of the time throughout the week, I get clues. It's kind of like a mystery where I'll get a clue here and a clue there that is leading me to what I'm going to talk about on Sunday. It's the most amazing process, and I have so much fun with it. And there's a lot of intuition that goes into it. And so this week, the only hits I was getting was around having tea with my dragon. And I kept thinking, well, Lydia, that's all well and good, but I need to focus on the talk. I need to focus on. So I thought I wasn't getting any clues throughout the week. So I thought, I know what I'll do. I'll go to TED Talks. And I'll just start to listen to some because they always get me thinking and get me pondering. And so for inspiration, I thought I'm just going to go watch, some TED Talks. And so I began watching TED Talks, and I used my intuition, like intuitively. I would, because I had already said thy will be done. So I knew that my intuition was going to guide me, knock at my door when, oh, look at that one. Oh, look at that one. And so a TED Talk, a recent one came up, and the gal was talking about editing memories. Okay. And what she talked about was that when a stressful event takes place, I'm going to hold on, y'all, I'm going to cheat. Okay. I wrote this down because I don't want to say it wrong. So when a stressful event takes place, your hippocampus, the part of your brain that's called the hippocampus, the function goes down. Your hippocampus is what records in your memory what, where, when. So it records what's going on, where am I, when is it happening. That's recording all of that into your memory. But when stressful events happen, the hippocampus function goes down, okay? And the amygdala, another part of your brain, the amygdala function, which is the part that records emotional memory, that part, the functioning goes up. So if a stressful event is happening, and this is what she said. So this is what leads us to this, to PTSD. Because what has happened is a really stressful event has taken place. The person was not recording in their memory. The amygdala was not, or hippocampus was not recording the what, where, when. And so the emotional memory of that stress, of that moment, of that time is taken with us and then can be triggered by events that look a little bit like it or have some similarity to the original event. So that was the PTSD thing. And interestingly, just side note, she said, this is, and I think there's purpose to this, and I think it has to do with having tea with your dragon, but I don't know yet. But what she said is that the old understanding of memory was that memory was like writing on a piece of paper with a pen. Like it was happening, you wrote it down on a piece of paper with a pen, and once the ink dried, there was no way to change it. Like it was in pen, no way to change it. The new understanding of memory is that it's more like a word processing document where you come and you type on it and it is saved, and there is a certain time under the right set of, with the right set of variables where you can take down that word processing document, and most of the time it's in read only, but there's certain variables where you can do it, where it's editing, where you can edit the document, right? So you can erase the memory that's there, right? So anyway, so PTSD, she's talking about this, and intuitively I thought, this feels like it has to do with tea with my dragon and not the talk. That was my thinking. Like, this feels like that. And so then I felt the intuitive hit, and what I realized was, oh, and I brought to mind one of the ways in which I leave, like one of the times where I have a tendency to just leave and take my presence away. And so I said, okay, I'm gonna have tea with the dragon right now. I know I need to work on the talk, but I'm just gonna have tea with the dragon. And so I said, okay, dragon, what are you protecting me from in that situation? Because there's a certain situation, and I went, what are you protecting me from there? And this is how it works. The tea with the dragon is a solo thing. It's an inner journey that you have to do by yourself with your takes a certain, you have to come from a certain place. And that place is willing to listen, willing not to judge the dragon or yourself or the dragon's behaviors, it's more of a curious, like, what is this? Like, what are you protecting me from? And so there's this certain dynamic in a relationship in my life. There's a certain dynamic in that relationship. And all the time, I find myself withdrawing from it, withdrawing emotionally. And so that's what I was asking my dragon about. And I said, well, what are you trying to protect me from? And the dragon said, and when I say the dragon said, I knew intuitively that it was, I don't want you to look at that because it's your brokenness, and looking at your brokenness hurts. But see, here's the thing. I already look at my brokenness all the time. Like I thought that I was pretty versed in that. If you had told me that my dragon was trying to protect me from looking at my brokenness, I would have said, no, that can't be it. I've already slayed that dragon, right? Well, not true. So the dragon in that moment said, I don't want you to look at that because I'm trying to protect you from feeling bad and feeling broken. And I said, it's okay. I don't feel broken, right? And then the second realization was, and then it hit me. All of the things, all of the little puzzle pieces throughout the week made sense. And that TED Talk made sense. And what I realized is what was going on is PTSD. PTSD. So in my childhood, I've told you guys this all the time. My parents were doing the best they can with what they had from where they were. And I absolutely love them and know that they were doing the best they could. And I was afraid all of the time, like all of the time. And I thought that I had already visited this, right? Like I've been there. I've gone to that therapy. I've even paid the bill on that therapy bill. Like I don't need to go back there and look at that. I had no idea that I need to look at anything that had to do with my childhood. But here's the reality. I realized that the certain dynamic in one of the relationships in my life resembled closely a dynamic between me and my parents when I was a child. So what was happening is the dragon was trying to protect me from a situation that was over. That's been over for a long time. I'm an adult now. Those things aren't happening anymore. But the dragon isn't protecting me from what's happening now. The dragon is protecting me from what's happening then. And it's PTSD. Do you see? This is what happened with being willing to invite the dragon to tea. So a couple things to realize and to keep in mind. I have been practicing self-love and cultivating self-love and compassion for a long while now. And honestly, I don't think I was ready before now to look at that. I wasn't ready before, and showed me and said, well, I don't want you to see this as your brokenness. I don't want you to look at that. Brokenness hurts, or it hurts to know that you're broken. I was able to say, no, I'm not broken. I love me. Like, it's okay. So do you see that there's some components that have to take place for it to work between you and your dragon? And we're not always ready to do it. You know, timing is important in this. And so I believe that through listening with an open heart, an open mind, a willingness to really know, a willingness not to judge, and a willingness to love myself throughout the process. And it was this contemplative process. And I know I'm a type 5 on the Enneagram, so I really love to contemplate things. But y'all, it was awesome. Like I think I was quiet for like 5 hours where and one time Keith walked in and he's like, y'all right? I said, yeah, I'm okay, because I'm just sitting there. It looks like I'm staring into space, but I'm going through all of it in my mind. And I realized, I thought I had compassion for my child self. And I've always known at some level that we are carrying with us each version of ourselves. So 5-year-old Lydia is walking around with me, right? 6-year-old Lydia walking around with me, 9-year-old Lydia walking around with me. You take those versions of yourself with you. And I thought that I understood that. And I did, but this was a new layer to it. And I began to look and really look at my childhood. And I started to think, well, do I have a memory before being afraid? Because I had it was a constant undercurrent of fear. I was always, always afraid. And so what happened is I was always afraid. And so I made decisions based on fear for a really, really, really long time. Do you feel that? Because I couldn't do it from another place because I didn't know how to do it from another place. I was afraid, right? So I tried to look back and I thought, is there a time where I wasn't afraid? And then I remembered laying in bed, like every night I had a routine, a ritual every night. And my dad would come and he would sit and he would pray with me. And then I would lay in bed and I had a very specific prayer and it had to go in a very certain way in a very certain order. And in the prayer, it said, please help my cat Mittens get up at 10:30 and go eat his dinner, because that's the time my dad fed him his second food, and come right back and sleep right next to me. Because I was afraid. I was so afraid all the time. So I tried to remember when was I not? And I'm looking at this little girl, this little version of me, and I had such love and such compassion for her. No judgment, just loved her. Just thought, oh yeah, that was hard, and just validated her, right? And I had no idea that there was still that work left to do. I really thought that I had done it, guys. I really thought that I had done it. So I want to, I feel inspired to say to you that you may think that you're done with something. You may think that you looked at something and you're done with it. But the emotional memory of that time is probably still there. And the emotional memory of that time was recorded by your amygdala and your hippocampus. The function went down, and so it wasn't recording the what, where, and when. So you are carrying that emotional pain with you right now as if it was happening right now. Isn't that something? So why is that important? Why is it important to have tea with your dragon? Because anything that keeps you away from this moment is keeping you away from God. Because God is in this moment. Your presence is in this moment. Your Christ self is in this moment. Love, this moment. It's all right here. So anything that we use to not be right here, right now, is keeping us from the realization and the awareness of our oneness with God, of our Christ nature. Now, please hear me. Remember I said that I don't think I was ready until now. I don't think that I had cultivated enough self-love until now to be able to look at that situation. So what I know is, don't expect yourself to get a PhD in your Christ nature. Like, don't expect that you're going to be able to do it all the time until you do. And when you do all the time, it's not because you tried. It's because you got rid of all of the feelings, all of the things that were keeping you from this moment. And you didn't get rid of them by chasing behaviors, by chasing compulsive behaviors. You got rid of them because you were willing to look at what was underneath the compulsive behavior. You were willing tea with your dragon. Thank you, Jake Keel. Tweet, tweet, tweet. I don't know how else to give you credit. I really want to give you credit. So thank you. So everybody, I invite you this week to just notice the ways in which you aren't present in your life, the things that you use to not be present in your life. But don't focus on the thing that you use. Don't focus on Netflix. Don't focus on scrolling. Focus and be willing to find out what is beneath that behavior. Okay. See, that was pretty casual. I didn't talk a lot today. You impressed? I am. And you guys, I had to do these notes because I was just sure that I wasn't going to be able to explain to you what happened, because all of it was such an intuitive journey. So I want to remind you that so much of this and so much of the tea with my dragon had to do with intuitive hits that came from the willingness to have tea with my dragon. I was waiting for me to not want to be present in my life. I was kind of excited about it because I really was looking forward to using this tool. So intuition, big key. And it's by yourself. It isn't done with another person. It doesn't mean that you can't hear yourself by processing with another person, but I believe that this particular thing is a solo journey. There's not room at the table for anyone else with you and the dragon. So through my presence and my willingness and my non-judgment, I believe that I put hemlock in the dragon's teeth. And I believe that I have slayed the dragon, but I can't use a sword. So he just went to sleep peacefully. And I will find out later when this dynamic within this relationship happens again. I will find out if the dragon is gone, if I slayed it, or if it's just sleeping. Because it may just be sleeping. And if it is, that's okay, because I will invite it to the table again. And this time I will put more hemlock in the tea. Okay. I'm not a proponent of killing dragons. No, I can be, because they're not real. They're a fictional thing. Okay, so let's just take a moment to just allow this concept, this willingness to look at the energy underneath the behaviors that would take and bring present in our life. Let's just look. Are you willing to look? Just listen. Ask yourself, are you willing? And if you're not, can you love that part of you that's not willing? Can you see that the part of you that's not willing is not you? You're the one observing that part. Can you see that you are enough? Just ask, am I enough? And if you answer no, can you love that part of you? Just take a breath. I invite you to allow my words to be the words of your heart. I am willing to look at all of me with love. I am willing to see my worth and my value. I am a child of God, an expression of the divine. I allow the love that is here within me, that is me, to flow to me right now. Just opening up and allowing love. Wisdom, love, truth, beauty are here now, expressing themselves in all that I think, in all that I say, and in all that I do. And so it is. One more breath together, in through our nose, out through our mouth. So the daily word for today, everybody. The Daily Word, for those of you who do not know, is a Unity Worldwide publication. You can get it at thedailyword.com. And today's daily word is appreciation. I am grateful for the good in my life. Today, I take time to appreciate the abundance that surrounds me. I notice the beauty of the natural world, the talent and dedication behind the music and art I enjoy, and the skill and commitment of the people who work to maintain a safe and orderly world. The more I focus my attention on everything I have to appreciate in my life, the more I notice even more blessings. I am eager to share the gift of appreciation, so I give my full attention to someone I care about. As we share a meal or a favorite activity or simply a quiet moment together. Feeling grateful for my life's blessings, I feel renewed appreciation for the love and beauty that enriches my life. And the verse is Luke 10:23. Then turning to the disciples, Jesus said to them privately, "Blessed are the eyes that see what you see." And again, the affirmation is, I am grateful for the good in my life. And that, gratitude is a tool. We talk about this all the time. If sometimes I know that I can use gratitude as a Band-Aid. Like sometimes I can, instead of not feeling, if I can sense and feel something coming within me that I don't want to, I'll go, oh, and I look around for things to appreciate. And I shifted the energy. But the recognition is that energy that I turned away from, that negative energy I turned away from, it's still there. It's where you last left it. So at some point you have to deal with the negative energy that's in there. But the cultivation of gratitude and self-love allows you to have the presence and the ability to sit with that negative feeling, to have tea with the dragon and see what that's about. Can you feel that? Okay, so let's do our vision. A world powerfully transformed through shared spiritual awakening. And our mission, advancing the movement of spiritual awakening and transformation through unity, a positive path for spiritual living. Our values: abundance, acceptance, community, diversity, integrity, joy, and love. And we celebrate our children. Oh, by the way, there's a munching and mindfulness that happens today at 11 o'clock, or no, 11:15, sorry, 11:15 today. So parents, grab your snack, get ready, and put your kiddos over there. We'll post the link. Maybe it could be posted in this Facebook link, but if not, we'll definitely post it on members only. Okay, so we celebrate our children. Unity of Appleton sees the divinity in all children and nurtures their unfolding spirituality. And our moment of gratitude. So we're taking a moment, right, to cultivate, to practice this gratitude. So I invite you to close your eyes or rest your gaze and bring to mind a person, a situation, something for which you feel thankful. A smile. Breathe. And that's it. We tapped into that energy of gratitude, ensuring that we are drawing forth to us more things to be grateful for. Okie dokie, everybody. Before we do this, our affirmation of prosperity, we don't have anything to announce yet as far as the loan, but that is in process right now. So, yes, so let's affirm in the flow of divine abundance and radiant with unlimited possibilities. And I want to thank you all for continuing to mail in your gifts, your gratitude offerings. I know this is the time of year where everybody disappears a little bit, and so I'll just remind you to, please continue to give. Please, there's a PayPal button that you can give through, and we are very, very grateful for your gifts and support. So our celebration of giving and receiving divine love in and through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I joyfully give and willingly receive. I give in love and I trust God as my source. Okay, what time is it? Oh, I did good today with time, y'all. Okay, so 10:40, we'll do our chat. At 10:40, I got to get out of the way. I think I have to do this because I moved you over. I don't know. Okay, so 10:40, we'll meet back on Unity of Appleton members only page. If you are not a member, it's okay. You can still join us for our chat afterwards at 11:40. You'll just do it through our YouTube channel, and just know that you won't be able to actually type in anything. We don't allow chat comments on YouTube, but we certainly do on members only. And so let's do our prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Okay, I'll see you guys at 10:40. I'm going to stop you first.